All right. Porn is killing our social skills. As young men, it's killing and destroying us. All right. My name is Ema Yuvan. I'm just going to hop right into it because this is such a strong topic that I feel so passionate about and like I see on a daily basis, you know, to where porn is like a pivotal thing within society. It's so normalized, with nudity, with lust, and with just that essence that young men and like just men in general have placed over women, right? So I'd say this video is more so for men, especially young men that are like lost and just like always looking at porn, always looking at OnlyFans, always looking at, Instagram, the Instagram baddies and stuff like that. So I have different things I want to talk about because I've thought about this so deeply, and I feel like there's a really strong gateway into this conversation to really correct our lives and live with purpose and live as strong soldiers of Christ. And so obviously, number one, the reason on why porn is killing our social skills is because it's giving us a false perception on how we need to interact. It's funny too because like there's this meme where it's like, how regular pornos, like old school pornos or whatever, they have like this like a plot, like back then there'd be a plot, like there'd be two characters and almost like a whole movie, and then it's the what you were looking for at the end. We skip that part to get to the good scenes. We skip that part. We skip the plot to get to the good scenes, right? And they're handling the business, doing what they doing, But I'm trying to keep it like PG-13, but at the same time, trying to be honest and open about it. But we skip that first plot to get to what we were looking for, the sex, the lust. We're looking to get to that part. And then we replicate that in our own lives to where we can no longer interact genuinely and have an actual conversation in real life, right? So like, imagine you're going throughout your regular day at work, at school, whatever it may be, walking around outside, and you see somebody you find attractive. You see a girl that, ooh, she looks fine, okay, she looks good. Your mind automatically thinks, how can I get to have sex with this woman? How could I, skip everything and just go straight to the lust? How could I clap cheeks? How could I beat cakes? Whatever, whatever your lingo is, that's what your mind automatically goes to. And so when a lot of y'all don't even like engage it. You guys just stay in your head and think about it and just assume things and live in that false reality in your head. But for the people that actually do go up and start a conversation, you have the purpose of getting to the end scene. So all the filler things of the conversation don't matter. Like, hey, what's your name? Ooh, can I get your Snapchat? It's like, actually have a genuine conversation to where you get to know that person, because it goes deeper than just the sex. It's like, yes, if you want to have sex with that person, that person wants to have sex with you, it's like, okay, fine, cool, that's a good thing, whatever. But it's deeper than that. It's like, is this the person you actually want to have sex with though? People come with baggage, people come with low vibrations, people come with things that you may not even see on the surface, but if you engage in a deeper connection with this person, then, it's like you're going to be dragging yourself down and dragging yourself back because you didn't initially participate in a genuine conversation and understanding this person. Who is this person that I'm attracted to? You're just physically attracted to that person, and that's all you run with. You know what I mean? Like, where's their mental state at? Where's their spiritual, where's their soul at? It's like, those are the things that count as well, that you need to account for. Because if you just go off of the physical attraction, you'll never understand why there was so much baggage placed onto your life after you busted that nut with that person, you know? So engage in genuine conversation, like practice not just having the mindset, having the goal of, I'm just gonna have sex with this person, that's all I want. You don't even know if you wanna have sex with that person. So engage in that conversation. Hey, um, so what do you do? What do you like to do? Uh, just open them up, get to know them. What do you do on a regular basis? Oh, do you go to church? Oh, you meditate a lot? Okay, cool. So do I. I do dot dot dot. I do dot dot dot. Let them know you as well. It's an equal two-way street. Engage in a genuine conversation to expand on the social skills, on the social aspect of getting what you want. And it's not like I'm not trying to say like sex is like always gonna be the end goal. And it's like I've had run-ins to where, I felt physically attracted to somebody. I later on got to know them even better. We built a connection, and it came to the point to where I had to tell myself, we don't really align in this area of life. That I don't even want to participate in the further connection with this person. So I had to cut that out. It's like, why would you hold on to somebody? Why would you bring somebody into your life that you don't rock with? If you have so much difference and so much friction against, why would you want to commit yourself into bringing that person into your life and getting into their life? That's where a lot of toxic relationships come to play, because we don't know how to communicate, because we don't know the genuine art of being social. So that's just number one. Just interact in a social, genuine way, to where you understand what you're getting yourself into when it comes to just being out there in the world. Which kind of leads into my second point, to where with porn, it creates a false identity, it creates a false image on how women actually act. And you know how in pornos it's like regularly like, women like to be dominated, this, that, and the third. Women like this, women like that. And so if you always look at that perception of a porno, how am I saying porno? You always think that's how regular women act in the real world. Those are actors. So you're saying if you saw all the movies in the world, like I'm talking like movie theaters, like just cinemas and films. If you've seen every movie in the world, would you think that was reality? If you saw freaking Jurassic Park, would you be scared to go outside because you think there would be a dinosaur outside? That's what I'm trying to say. The women in these pornos, they're actors, they're actresses. So when they're putting on a performance, that is not how real women act in the real world. So stop trying to confront and stop trying to imagine these women that you're engaging with. Like, stop communicating with those actresses. Communicate with the person that you see in front of you. And that's why I say it's connected to that first point that I had. Just be open and understanding of that person. Get to know them. Who are they? Like, learn about them. And stop creating this false identity of who that person is, all because of you saw a million pornos in the past. Those are actresses. Those are movies. You know what I mean? It's like it deeply takes away our true, genuine, like human experience, right? Because now think of like the roles being flipped. This is a good point. I got a good analogy. Think about the roles being the roles being switched. With women, a lot of women like those romantic novels. I don't know the specific genre that they're called, but they like to read those romantic stories. Imagine, and I know a lot of women do, the same way a lot of men look at pornos like they're real women, like they're not actresses, or that's how they act. So these women, they look at the romance novels and read about the men doing all these romantic things and butterflies in my stomach type of thing. Imagine a woman coming up to you and treating you the same way the main character treated the guy in that book. You're not that person in that book. You know what I mean? Like, you're not that person that she was reading about. So that's why I say it's a two-way street. You have to understand them, and they have to understand you. But in this message, I'm talking to the men, because this is where it starts. If you want to lead your family, if you want to lead a potential family, you have to lead. You have to keep your head up and lead. Look in the direction that you're actually wanting to go. Not just you, but the people behind you. And so I like that analogy because it creates that true imagery on the two-way street. That we may be thinking with a certain perspective, but also on the other side of that is the other end thinking with a different perspective as well. But hey, it's hard to break out of the chains of lust. It's one of the strongest vices. It's especially nowadays where it's so common. I was talking like earlier, I was mentioning how it's so normalized in society to where it's in all the movies, it's in all the advertisements. Like, how many different advertisements there are for ED and like gas stations selling sex pills, all the influencers doing honey packs and like pushing that out to kids. It's so normalized that we just look at it, we take it in, and we're like, okay, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? Like, now it's a normal part of our lives, to where we don't understand how crucial sex is to our soul and like the deep connection that we have with our partner. That is something that should be like a blessed moment, but we're just passing it on as nothing, like. And that's the other side of it. It's I had this earlier video talking about sexual energy, how we're just like, for men, it like, our semen is our life force. So if we're truly always giving it up, not even to like a partner, I'm like straight to the porn. You know what I mean? Like, if we're always busting a nut, if we're always fucking jacking off, if we're always doing this, that, and the third, we're giving away so much life force. Then what are we left with? Ruined social skills, a bruised mindset, and always assuming that how life is in the pornos, that's how life is in reality. And we're just left empty. So we really need to look at porn as the true thing that is destroying us. As an individual, but also as a community and as the world. Because if we change for the worse, it breathes out into our community. And if our community turns out to be the worst, then it breathes out into the rest of the world. So that's why I truly think that pornography is killing our social skills, damaging our social skills, damaging us. You know, that's why we lack confidence. You know, like I've seen many men think that they're all player, think that they're all this, that, and the third, like, ooh, they got aura. And then a woman walks on by and they lack that confidence because that confidence that they pretended to have was not real. They didn't have the social skills. They weren't able to look a woman in the eyes and say, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? Like, people aren't genuine with themselves, so they're no longer able to be genuine with the rest of society. I've seen that many times, and I just know. I just sit back and I just know, and it's sad. But these are the type of conversations, and these are the different type of messages that we need to share out and be open, honest, and free about, so that we actually fix the problems that we have. You know, I'm not just making this. I'm not just saying this for the sake of like, ooh, I'm just saying it just to say I'm not a charlatan. You know, like this is a thing that I practice every single day because I know lust is such a strong thing that once you get in the grasp of it, it's so hard to, you know, set yourself free. And I'm not saying like, don't look at women like stop just being physically attracted to women. Like, no, like, yes, you could have your physical attraction towards women, but know for a fact, know for a fact that there are other sides to what you can be attracted to. Are you like, get to know their mental state, get to know their physical attraction, but also their spiritual side as well. Understand. So really that's like the main thing that I really wanted to just get off my chest, my mind, and my spirit. So I hope this message has found you well, and I hope that it has offended you, because if you're offended, it means you have something to focus and work on. So that's my message to all my brothers out there. Peace and love to y'all. Ema Yuvan.